Hey guys, it's Queen Collins, and we are going to be making this delicious spinach and shrimp tortellini. So, this meal literally took about 10-15 minutes tops. So, I'm going to show you from start to finish how to make this. All right, stick around, let's go. All right, so first things first, we are gonna go in and we're gonna dice our tomato. So we're just gonna dice our tomato, and what we want is to make sure that it's in really small pieces. You can make them bigger pieces if you like. Preference for me is to have them in small pieces. So I'm gonna go in, of course, and cut those into small, tiny pieces so that we can use that in our tortellini. Then we want to, once those tomatoes are chopped, we want to go in. Don't laugh at my knife skills, y'all. My knife skills isn't that great, but again, I am a home cook, and yeah. So we want to go in. We're also going to be cutting up some fresh spinach, and once we go in and get that diced, we're going to set it aside. So we're going to go in and we're going to chop our spinach. We're going to chop our spinach extremely fine as well, so that we don't have big chunks in there, to make it easier. And we're going to take some of the stalks out. We're just going to set that aside. Then we're going to add some butter in our pan. So I have this pan preheated on medium low. And then we just want to keep our butter melted. We want to melt it first before we add in the rest of our ingredients. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our shrimp. So with your shrimp, you don't need to cook it for more than about 3 minutes on each side, because you don't want to overcook them. So we're going to go in and we're going to add in our shrimp. Just give it a toss. And then we're going to let that sit and cook. So then I'm going to go in and add a little seasoning. This is a little complete seasoning we're going to add to the mix. And then a little bit of, I use the Weber complete seasoning as well. That's salt free. So we're just going to put that in just to give it a little color. And then we're just going to give it a toss. Yeah, they're getting away from me. They do not want to be tossed. So, all right. So then we're going to give it a toss. Let that cook again on the opposite side for a bit. And then we don't want to overcook, because we're going to be cooking it still while we're putting in the other ingredients for the tortellini. And then we're going to just dump in our spinach and then our tomatoes. We're going to add in the rest of our tomatoes. And of course, we're going to add in some mozzarella cheese on top. Cannot forget the mozzarella cheese. It's so delicious, and it incorporates very well with the pasta once we put the pasta in. So we're going to add in a little more butter, of course, before we put our cheese in. So you can use or make your own Alfredo sauce if you wanted to use Alfredo sauce with this. For me, I just wanted to do the tomatoes and spinach. I didn't want any like heavy sauce on it. So I added in some mozzarella cheese, as you can see. Then we're going to give it a toss. Once we give it a toss, we're just going to let that cook for a little bit just to have the butter melted and everything incorporated together. And it looks yummy as it is. Alright, so this is what it does. We're going to let it just kind of simmer for a little bit. Again, the fire is on medium low. You don't want it on high or medium high because you don't want your sauce that you're making to dry out. So I keep it on medium low. My stove is pretty hot, so but keeping it on medium low works perfect for me. So once this is simmered and cook through, then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start to drain our pasta on the side. So I did the pasta on the side. I did create a video for the pasta. So with the pasta, what I did was I cooked it for about 7 minutes. No more than 7 minutes is what I needed. And I used the buitoni pasta that is cheese filled. I did do a clip with the pasta. However, for some reason, I don't think I recorded it. So yeah. So the pasta, again, I cooked it for 7 minutes. I drained it and then set it aside. So once I do that, pretty much it's time to just kind of dump in our pasta just to incorporate everything. So we're going to put our pasta in and then we're going to mix it all through. And I mean, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much your meal. You cook your pasta for about 7 minutes. You chop your tomatoes, your spinach, and then you're just going to incorporate everything in. You can omit the cheese if you like. If you don't want the cheese, you can probably even just sprinkle a little Parmesan on it. So I went back in and I added some more spinach just for my liking. So once I added more spinach in, that's it. I just incorporate that, let that cook for about a minute or two, no more than a minute or two. Just give it a little toss. And that's pretty much it. You just put it on a plate. I literally just toss it from pan to plate. It just happened to have come out this beautiful and it did taste amazing. So thanks again for watching. Please remember to subscribe and hope to see you again for my next recipe.